Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Friday morning to you all. Hope you guys are feeling well out there. It's Friday, so I imagine most of us are. And if you're not, I hope your day gets much better. As you can tell, I got the rooster hair this morning. I slept in. It's been a rocky week, just with not feeling the best. I've had a little cold and just dealing with issues with the plumber. I already had Labor Day off, and then I only went to work about 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. And I had off yesterday and have off today. So it's just been a rocky week. My routines kind of got dismantled, but we're trucking on through it. We all go through these little valleys, but the important part of it is you get back out the valley and you keep rolling. And too often enough, a lot of people get down these valleys and they stay there. But when I'm going through, what I try to do is always try to remember that someone out there is going through something much worse. And what I'm going through right now is nothing compared to what some people are fighting. So I try to remember that, but of course I'm human. And I appreciate the prayers throughout the week. It really means a lot, and it really does. I love the family atmosphere we have here. So I just want to throw that out there before we get going this morning. So we're going to talk about a few things. Talking about Tropical Storm K out west, bringing a lot of rain to Southern California. We'll give you an update on Earl. We'll give you an update on the tropics, and we'll give you an update on everybody else in the U.S. If you guys have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. If you hear me struggle through the video, it's because I just don't feel the best. But we're going to rock and roll through it and try to not get out of my routine. Because once I get out of my routine, it's like that with anything, right? You get out your routine, and it's hard to get back going on it. And then you look back on it, and you're like, well, dang, why did I get out of routine, The routine's a big part of my life. So hit me up on social media. Great way to stay connected. Twitter, Facebook. Links are under the videos. And if you guys got anything that I can pray about, please put in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it, and it gives others an opportunity to do so too. So let's get rocking this morning and get y'all on with y'all's day. We're going to take a different look. We're going to take a look at the U.S., the Eastern Pacific, and then most of the Atlantic Basin, of course, the Gulf of Mexico. Here's this little dip right here. This is going to funnel in big-time moisture for the southeast today. In fact, a lot of moisture already in and around the Charleston area, where you actually have a moderate risk of flooding. And then this is the remnants of Tropical Storm K right here that's about to bring a big rain shield into Southern California. And then as you can tell, the big eyesore on this is Hurricane Earl, which is a pretty large hurricane, by the way. And this is Bermuda right here. Luckily, it did not get super close to Bermuda. I'm sure they got some showery weather and things like that. I don't know if anybody is from Bermuda who watches my content. I haven't seen many comments from the people in that area, but I would like to know what y'all saw overnight. It would be awesome to hear. But anyways, Earl's moving on out. It never made it to a Category 3 hurricane, and it's now not forecast to make it to a Category 3 hurricane. So, that's good news. But even if it did, it really wouldn't matter because it really wouldn't be bothering anybody. But Bermuda's right here. Earl's looking pretty impressive. Definitely not a well put together eye, but you can certainly see an eye, but not perfectly symmetrical as it's wobbling a lot. It just shows that it's still on the weaker side. It's not, once you start to get to that major hurricane status, you really start to see a well put together eye. And I know most people look at this and say, well, dang, that looks like a well put together eye to me. And it is, but typically you see more of a spin around that eye, and there's more of just a wobble. But here's Bermuda. It's moving away, so we're all thankful for that. Latest update from 5 a.m. Earl was a 100-mile-per-hour hurricane, still a Category 2. We're still watching this as a 40% chance to develop, but it has dropped. And then this has a 0% chance to develop in the next 2 days. Next 5 days, 40% chance for Invest 95L to develop. But I'm honestly thinking neither one of these are going to develop now. So I don't think either one of these are going to take the name Fiona. I don't. We're still watching one behind both of those, and I'll give you an update on that. But even that looks like it's going to head out to sea. I'm going to tell you guys, it looks like we might enter a quieter period here in the next couple weeks. Peak hurricane season. I'm not gonna BS you guys. I'm not gonna hype anything up that's not really there. It looks like we're about to enter a little bit of a quiet period over the next, I would say, week or so in the tropics. I don't see anything, but I'll give you an update, and of course we'll continue to monitor it. But this is Tropical Storm K in the Eastern Pacific. Tropical storm warning still up for Baja California. Nothing into California, but this is already starting to make that turn northwest. And it will bring a rain shield all the way up Baja California, already is, into Southern California. We'll watch that. And of course, we actually can look at that now. San Diego right here, LA right here, and we're watching this rain shield that will eventually make its way into Southern California throughout the morning and afternoon hours. And, I know when I show you how much rain can fall in this area, you're going to be like, well, that's not a lot of rain. It is for this area for a short amount of time, relatively speaking. So, Storm Prediction Center, not a big day for severe weather, just a general risk of storms anywhere you see in the light green. You keep this going. Excessive rainfall outlook, big day for flooding. First off, you'll look in the southwest, a moderate risk of flooding. That has at least a 40% chance of flash flooding occurring. And I'm certainly thinking that the desert areas of California, Arizona, in Nevada, you're certainly going to see some flooding, some flash flooding. You're going to get probably some crazy videos out of this area. But another area that was kind of surprised when I woke up this morning is not only you got the slight risk along the southern Gulf states down into the Big Bend areas, all the way down to Tampa Bay, you got a moderate risk of flooding. And I think this is mainly due, in fact, that you got a lot of rain already falling in southern areas of southern areas of South Carolina and southeast Georgia this morning. So there's a lot of rain falling in this area, and this will only continue to rise. In fact, I do think there'll be a moderate risk issued over the next couple of days in this area. There might already be. In fact, we can actually look. Let's look at day 2. Nope, just a slight. Day 3, just a slight. So right now, no moderate risk going forward. As far as the watches and warnings, flood watches up for these counties into the Big Bend counties of Florida. And then you've got some flood watches up for the coastal counties of Georgia and probably into California. You just can't see it. Then you got widespread flood watches where your counties out here in Southern California and Arizona and Nevada, your counties are about the size of states out here. So it's pretty ridiculous. Dang, I just exited out of my southeast, so I'm going to have to actually open up another tab. But so let's look at the southeast first. I accidentally just exit out of it. Here we go. So let's look at the southeast and what we could expect as far as rainfall today. Already seeing rain, and this is verifying pretty well. Already seeing rain in South Carolina. I want to call South Carolina, California so bad right now. But this low pressure and this big influence of moisture is going to continue to ride into areas of the panhandle of Florida. This will continue. I think this will fizzle out some, but more rain, showers, and storms from Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia will continue to funnel in from the south. And you're not going to see a widespread rain. A lot of people are talking about the rains here in the Carolinas today for this weekend. But the thing is unless you're getting into the wintertime, you typically don't get this solid rain chill where it just rains all day. You're still going to get little breaks here and there. So I've had a lot of people ask me, is it okay to do some activities for Saturday morning, like baseball or just, outdoor activities? I mean, yeah, it probably will be. But it's going to be very damp. And one, you just can't rule out a storm popping up right on top of you. It's just a tropical air mass, and we're getting all the way into tomorrow afternoon now. But, you're just going to get tons and tons of rounds of rain in this area. The Northeast, let's see. If you hear me saying a lot more, for people who've been watching my videos for a long time, they know I struggle with my ums pretty bad. But I'm having to stop a lot, and the is the nice filler to really give my throat a break here. So here we go. Let's look at the Northeast here. I think you're not going to see much rain today, but as we get into later tomorrow, you'll get a little bit of rain that kind of makes its way into Saturday morning down here in Virginia, West Virginia. But today, pretty quiet. South Central U.S., pretty quiet day. Kind of some pop-up showers and storms possible for the South Central U.S., maybe near Memphis, eastern Arkansas. But outside of that, pretty quiet day in this region. And then the North Central U.S. We're watching some rain this morning that we talked about in yesterday morning's video. This will continue to maybe try to slide into the UP and Michigan this evening. But really, it has a wild, how can I say this, southwest to northeast oriental movement here, meaning it's just kind of going over the same areas right in this region. So this is actually in response to a front that's abruptly changing the temperatures across the north central U.S. But here's K. We'll take a look at the southwest. K will bring its rain shield into Southern California later today, and will bring rounds of showers and storms. And I know this doesn't look very impressive, but this will probably look more widespread in coverage on radar than what it's actually showing in the H4R model. As far as rain, I know you're looking at this and saying, well, a half inch to a 3/4 of an inch for For LA, that doesn't seem like a lot of rain, but it is for this area in a short amount of time, especially if you get it. So we need to watch out in this area in the reds right here. 1 to 3 inches of rain is probably possible at these higher peaks where the rain gets enhanced due to higher elevation. So we'll watch for this. Definitely flooding is likely in this area. Temperatures across the eastern U.S., you see this big tight temperature gradient right here. This is actually the front that's moving through. So, you're actually going to have a big temperature drop throughout the day if you're in Nebraska, Iowa, portions of Minnesota, northern Wisconsin. You'll have an abrupt shift in the temperatures. UP and Michigan, I wouldn't be surprised if you just get an abrupt shift of the winds and the temperatures drop dramatically, maybe 10 degrees in 1 hour or something like that. It's a big-time front moving through, but unfortunately, it's looking like this front is not going to be winning these East Coast clearing cold fronts that we really like to see this time of the year. But pretty warm everywhere else. Warm all the way up to Maine. Warm all the way up to southeast Canada, 70s, 80s. But not too much in the way of intense heat, just a moist air mass. Western U.S., you can see the temperatures are cooler behind the front. It'll be a nice fall, almost feel like a early winter day in Wyoming where there's actually snow that's going to be falling in portions of Wyoming today. But very hot still in the valleys of California. But this rain will move in and cool off Southern Cal a little bit later today. Update on the tropics. Earl's going to move on out. After Earl, guys, I mean, this is off the GFS. Guys, I don't really see anything. The latest GFS, nothing pops up really in the Gulf of Mexico. Nothing out here in the main development region. I mean, sure, you can look at this all day long, but I mean, it's whatever at this point. I mean, we get all the way to, maybe day 14, day 15, maybe a low pressure tries to develop into here. But, I mean, generally speaking, there's nothing. You look at the Euro, more of a reliable model. It still likes the idea of this third wave that has not been dubbed an area of interest forming. And then forming here probably about, 5-6 days out, maybe becoming Fiona. But it looks like it's heading out to sea. So, I mean, it's not a threat. There's a lot of weakness out here in the North Atlantic steering current-wise. And it's going to be hard for anything out here to form and then move due west. It really is. Even if and I have a feeling the Euro is probably going to diminish this in time. But we'll see. We'll see. So that's all I got, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for bearing with me. I'll try to have you an update this tonight if no chaos happens. Big day for the plumbers. They're going to be doing a lot of work today. They did a lot of work yesterday, but a lot more work today. So just say prayers that they don't do a lot of cosmetic damage. But if they do, it'll work out. Listen, I got my health. I got a beautiful family. I'm blessed with many things. And it's hard for me to complain about anything. But I am human. I get down about earthly things that I shouldn't get down about. And I think we all do. But it hasn't matched well with me being sick either. So it's just been a rough week. But we're making it through. Thank y'all for the prayers, and I'm praying for you guys too. Y'all have an awesome start to your weekend. God bless.